right, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm Gage Samoji, he's Emerson Hip, and we are enjoying a nice, I haven't even tried this yet, Heretic
I've never had
Dry
it before.
Hopped IPA.
California Dry Hopped IPA. Kind of a cool looking little logo with the interstate.
Nice and simple,
Yep.
you know.
Good, solid IPA. Nothing too fancy.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. It's kind of got Lagunitas IPA vibes
Yeah.
to it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a good comp.
Mm-hmm.
Very good comp.
Gage, how are the vibes today?
Vibes are good.
Dude, fuck yes. That's what I love to hear.
Vibes are good. I'm a little tired today, but the vibes are definitely good.
Excellent.
The vibes have been good since yesterday.
Yes, sir.
For those of you who don't know, I don't know why you would know.
Yeah. Or wouldn't.
Or Emerson's on a huge good vibes kick.
Yes.
You can take that for whatever you want. I don't really.
Vibes are good, man. Good. Any bad vibes that are coming my direction, they're just going to bounce off me and go the other direction. So.
Does this whole good vibes thing have anything to do with the Dodgers and Giants playing?
100,000%.
Okay.
Yes.
So I
There you
didn't
go.
know. So yesterday the vibes were good. The Giants won.
And we're keeping those vibes today.
The Giants are playing in about 15 minutes. We're gonna try to blow through this as quick as we can, but also give you guys
Give a good report.
Good report.
Yeah.
But if we seem like we're going a little quicker than usual, that's why.
Yes.
So what do we got going on today?
So, like you said, Giants playing the Dodgers game 4 tonight. So
Wait. Off the top, pour shot.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right. Good call.
We are taking a shot for the Giants making the postseason
Oh, yeah.
because last week's episode.
Do you have your shot glass already?
No.
Oh, okay, must be some. That was fucking killer. You're gonna have a nice Chili's shot glass. That was sick. Anyways.
We are celebrating the Giants making the postseason.
Yes. So I did have a bold prediction.
You
God, this
did.
was from a long time ago.
Yes.
This was like well before the season, wasn't it?
I might have the date next to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do.
But regardless, so the Giants did make the postseason, and that was very bold at the time, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But I'm not here to punish anyone. I'm here to celebrate. Because who the fucking thought that they would be in the playoffs?
Just your mom.
Right. Which we have noted many times on the show.
It's like every episode. Where'd you get these shot glasses at? I've never seen these. These are new.
These are new, yeah. These were, I actually, they're more of a gift, but I'd say I won them.
What?
We had, when we had our little family reunion
Yeah.
a week and a half ago. This was a prize for, like, we played a little game, like, guessing who brought what snack. It was kind of like a,
Oh.
yeah.
How many of these did you get? Just two?
6.
As if this house needed more.
One's already broken, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you drop
It
it?
dropped in the sink and shattered, but. you know.
As if this house needed more shot glasses.
Right. Hey, you never. Sometimes we do run out.
Sometimes they break.
Sometimes they break. Like
Uh,
this already.
So cheers to the Giants.
Yes, sir. Oh, also speaking of baseball, we're currently watching the Braves and Brewers.
And Jock Peterson, who wears pearls. You know why?
Because he's a clown.
Because
Sorry.
in his words, he's a bad bitch.
Bad bitch. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta think pearls. It's kind of a statement move.
That's very like 2003.
Pearls remind me of the movie Titanic. I don't know why. I don't think there was any pearls. Actually, there might have been,
Yeah, you choose.
but it
Whatever
wasn't.
you want it to remind you of.
I'm going with Titanic.
Okay,
Cool.
Fair enough. It's definitely surfer vibes.
No,
That's more puka shells.
That's like puka shell.
Yeah, but they kind of like have the same like I don't know.
Are we waiting for the puka shell necklace to come back? Because I'm sure it's going to, right?
Probably, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be a bad look.
And then frosted tips are going to come
Frosted.
back. Too.
He's got the frosted
He
faux hawk.
Yeah, he's frosted.
Yeah,
Not
he's
just
frosted.
I mean the tips, but it's kind of more the
Yeah.
head, like it's like a mohawk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a mohawk, faux hawk, whatever you want to call it.
Would you ever rock a mohawk? Have you ever had a mohawk?
I have not. No, I don't think I could.
I've had a mohawk.
Nice.
Is that surprising?
Not really.
Okay.
You said like some shredder vibes back in the day.
Yeah, well, that was like before those days. But I remember one time I shaved a mohawk before I saw Green Day. Yeah.
Speaking of Green Day, we were at Palisades, and the first song that came on when we were in there was
Boulevard Broken Dreams.
No, American Idiot.
I got made fun of the day that whole day I had the haircut.
Yeah.
Instant regret the whole day.
Did you keep it?
Well, I didn't shave it during school. Oh, what do you mean? Like, I think
Did you keep, like, did you
I
keep
think I
a-
kept it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But people made fun of me. People made fun of me kind of back then, I think. I remember. I was kind of a nerd. Well, I mean,
Skater dude.
I wasn't a skater. This is elementary school. Well, definitely wasn't a skater. I was like a chubby, big-headed fucking.
Were you
bald
chubby
dude.
back in the day?
Eh,
Had a little fluff to you?
a little bit. Nothing crazy. I was definitely thicker when I was like a baby.
Nice, nice.
My head was the size of like a watermelon. But you know. Anyways.
You know what's funny is that all stemmed from us talking about Jock Peterson. Talking about how chubby you were in elementary school.
We went from Jock Peterson to Titanic to me being chubby in elementary school.
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's some real podcast shit.
That's impressive. Yeah.
So yes, we got Braves Brewers on right now. It is going to the bottom of the 8th, tied 4-4. This is game 4. Braves have a chance to close it out tonight.
Okay.
They're up 2-1. We also are going to be talking about some college football because we had a pretty wild week.
Yes.
Didn't
Watch any of the games, but
heard all about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. And then another good week of NFL to talk about.
hell yeah, hey,
Big fight. Yeah.
Victory
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Victory hat.
Victory
Yes,
Tuesday.
sir.
4 in a row, baby. Anyways,
We had a big fight. Fury
Yes.
versus Wilder. We're getting into that.
we'll talk about that a little bit
Yeah,
because you didn't watch.
Yeah, I did that, so it's all you.
Cool.
And then NHL season is starting today. Game is on right now, as a matter of fact, Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. And then NBA is going to be starting next week from today.
And we gotta figure out
Some predictions.
our predictions.
Yeah, that'll be next week.
Okay.
And then NASCAR at the end of the show.
Yes. Of course, last call.
Yeah, as always. But let's get right into the MLB playoffs. Last night, the Red Sox had a pretty dramatic, closeout game against Tampa Bay.
How many games did the Red Sox win this year?
They
Or
won
roughly.
90, I think in 92.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had a good year.
Yeah, but the Rays won 100.
Rays won 100. Yeah, so that was a little bit of an upset. I thought the Rays would get them.
Mm.
The Red Sox, they can hit, man. So
Yeah.
that's what keeps them in ball games. They don't have the best pitching staff, but if they can score runs, they'll give you a run for your money. And then the Astros also closed out the White Sox earlier today as well. Astros look good, man. They made easy work of the White Sox.
So I know they're not in the World Series yet, or if they do make it. And I was thinking about this today. Now I kind of wanted to wait to ask you this question, but I'll just ask you it now. Do you think the Astros are kind of flirting with that borderline dynasty type thing, based off the way they've been playing for the past
I
few
say
years?
absolutely. I mean, this is their 5th consecutive American League Championship
it?
Series. Yeah, I didn't even realize that
That's the
until
5th?
today. Yeah,
I mean, because they've only won one. They went to back, right? Or
they went 17, won 17, and then went back in
19.
19.
They
But,
went
yeah.
game 7.
But then the one like in 18 they lost to the Red Sox, who were a dominant team that year, 108 wins or whatever they had.
They probably have to win one more to maybe get them in like that dynasty.
Right.
you know.
Yeah, I think they need another championship. Plus the one that they have is a little bit.
Yeah, the Astros.
It's got the asterisk next to it. So
So that means the Astros will be playing with Red Sox in the championship series.
correct, Mundo. Yeah,
And who do you got in that?
I think the Astros are going to get them. The Astros look really good.
Do the Astros have the home field in that?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have been far fetched to consider the Astros maybe even the favorite out of the American League going into the playoffs too. Because they're that good. And yes, we got Giants coming up in about about
5 minutes.
10, 15 minutes. Yeah, I think 6:07 is the start time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. We got DeSclafani versus Bueller on short rest.
Walker Buehler, he's good.
He is good.
The Giants
but
beat him now. Didn't they beat him or no?
They did.
Yes, they did.
Scored 3 off him.
You know, I was so happy. I finally was able to watch my first full Giants playoff game last night. I missed the first 2.
I was the same for me.
Wasn't able to watch them.
Yeah, same for me. So it
But
was
you know,
good. So,
nonetheless, I'm still rooting for my boys.
yeah,
Don't get
we're keeping the
twisted.
vibes going.
Hey, I went to 4 games this year and I watched a hell of a lot of Giants games.
Yeah,
okay? So no,
absolutely.
I'm a fan.
We're all invested
Yes.
completely. So yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah. And this game's gonna be in LA.
Game's
And
gonna be
then,
in LA
and then if it goes game 5, hoping it doesn't,
Yeah.
it'll go back to.
to San Francisco. Yeah,
Yeah.
on Thursday.
Wouldn't that be a hell of a game to go to?
Might be calling it sick, baby. One more baseball note. So we had a follower by the name of Elise, Taylor's friend. She actually messaged me this morning,
Oh really?
and she sent me this post on Instagram about these kind of rule changes that baseball is going to be testing out in in this independent league to potentially speed up games, create a little more action. She kind of want to know what we thought about him. Well, the three main ones were, Freddie Freeman just went yard, by the way. Braves lead in the 8th. Wow.
Freddie Freeman, all legs.
All legs.
He looks like he's the Slender Man.
Damn, off of Josh Hader too. Lefty, that's huge. Josh Hader eats up lefties. He eats up everybody, actually.
Josh Hader looks like James Hetfield in 1984.
He does. Wow.
That is a huge.
That'd be so much fun to be there right now.
Oh yeah, of course.
That place is lit. So yeah, the things that they're trying out, they're gonna do, quote unquote robot umpires, like kind of an electronic strike zone, which I do like the thought of that in the future for baseball. Larger bases, which is an interesting one. I think maybe they're trying to cut down on potential sliding into base injuries with like the defensive player.
Okay.
I've always liked the idea of maybe putting, like, how a softball when we play, like, first base as the extension.
Yeah.
I think that would make sense.
Oh, okay.
I know it looks a little hokey, but I think it would make sense. And then the other one is letting batters steal first base, which I think this means on any given pitch that the ball hit, or actually probably any pitch at all, a runner could, instead of waiting for the next pitch, could try to just take the pitch and run to first base.
So let's say the pitcher throws it over the.
So it would be more of like a thing if the ball hits the dirt, gets away, he could run. It doesn't have to be like a swinging strike
That's
three.
interesting.
Which I think that would be creating more action, but at the same time, kind of a hokey rule,
Yeah.
if you will.
Larger bases to me sounds a little weird.
I wouldn't be against larger bases if they really believe that it was for more safety,
Okay.
but
Robot umpires, I'm not really on board with. I mean, you can't have robot umpires like on the foul lines. You know, I mean, you can't have them there.
well, I think
It's only gonna be behind the plate.
I think for the strike zone, I think
For the strike zone,
yeah, strike zone. I think
It's the only way you could do it, really.
Yeah, I think you're right. No, I think everywhere else you need still a human, but yeah, I think an electronic strike zone would be the only way to implement that.
Yeah, but I just.
One thing I think I'd like to see.
And who's to say these robot umpires will be perfect? 'Cause they're not gonna be perfect. I mean, I'm sure you can put a lot of technology into it.
Yeah.
But something's still gonna get messed up. What happens if during a game something happens to the technology and
Right.
you can't do it?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure another umpire can come in, but then that's like.
Changing the dynamic of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't do it unless they knew like 99.9% of the time this thing's gonna be dialed in.
Yeah, exactly. And I know everybody wants to get the call right every time, but I think the human aspect of umpiring or refereeing is what makes the game what it is.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little bit.
I do see what you're saying. I think that's always been a part of baseball, and I think I understand why people like to have the traditional way of playing the game, stay the same.
Because people only don't like the umpires behind the plate when it goes against their team.
Right. Yeah, there's always somebody that's not happy about it. But I'm all for getting the calls right. So I think if they can get it to the point where the calls are being made correctly, I'm all for it.
These men and women, some women do referee and do all that.
Sure. Yeah.
Get paid a good amount of money to get it right every time. And I know
you can't
things happen. It's
nobody's
tough.
perfect.
Exactly.
But I would love to be everyone wants to be as perfect as they possibly can be.
Exactly.
Or close to perfect as they possibly can
Yeah.
be. So, yeah, I'm all for trying to get things as right as possible.
Yeah.
I also would like to see them have a better review system where, like, the calls get changed faster, or, the call gets relayed down to the umpires faster, whatever.
But you can say that could also go back to still trying to get the call right.
On the
You know what I
field,
mean? That's
yeah.
why it takes so long. 'Cause
Exactly.
they're really trying to get the call right.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to us on TV, it might seem really obvious that he's safe or he's out.
Yeah.
But these guys really, really have to make sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
My example, though, is did you ever watch the XFL when they were airing it on ESPN?
I think I did a little bit.
Yeah, so when they would review a call, they have an official up in the booth reviewing literally every single play. He's like the guy that would just be reviewing every single play, and he would like signal down to the referee saying, "Hey, I want to check out this play really quick, and make sure we get it right." And they would change the call within 30 seconds if they had to. I don't see why you couldn't have.
And you
someone
gotta
do
think with a league like the XFL who has failed in the first 2 seasons, the only 2 seasons,
Yeah.
can do that and make it work.
Why couldn't the NFL and Major League Baseball do that? Even NBA.
It's a great point. I don't know why. There's got to be a different system.
Like, you can't have one control room in New York City being the only ones that are looking at calls.
Every there should be a player or a person at every game.
I'm sure they have a box for them.
Yes.
It's not like
the MLB can afford this. I'm sure they're they got to be close
They're
to
making-
they got to be close to $1 billion corporation,
Yeah,
right?
they're doing similar things to the NFL.
They don't make money like the NFL,
But
but,
they're still making a lot of
nobody
money.
does.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, look at what the players get paid. You got to know that they're making shit ton of
I
money.
think that's a great point. Like
Yeah.
if the XFL could do it, and the XFL did that, and they can't make it work.
Yeah.
These guys could do that.
Yeah. 100%.
So that's a great point by you.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with this whole test.
Yeah. I also want to mention real quick. This was like late last week, that Joe West called his last game.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not going to get any championship series games or something like that.
Did he call the wild card game?
I think that was the one.
That was the last
and
one,
that was
and
it,
he
yeah.
didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
And
That was
I don't know. I just he's kind of one of those funny, quirky.
Definitely kind of an asshole. You remember the standoff?
I was
he
just
had
gonna
with
say,
Bumgarner?
like my one
Classic.
memory of him is him and Bumgarner they literally looked at each other. I think I remember watching Sports Center, and they counted the seconds.
Yeah.
It was like a minute and a half. Like literally, they literally looked at each other's eyes,
just staring each other down.
staring at each other.
I think Bumgarner was the one who broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
Hilarious.
I love how Joe West didn't throw him out though. Because I mean,
Yeah.
he's looking at him.
Yeah, he's just like hands on the hips.
And you can
middle
tell.
of the inning, just
And you can
staring
tell he's looking at him with some kind of like, hey, I
Stink eye.
don't like that fucking call.
Yeah.
But I think for umpires, it's if you call them like the bad words or like bad names, they'll throw you out.
Yeah.
If you're just looking at him, that's not.
I think his standoff is funny. I thought it was hilarious.
And he's a legend. I don't know how long he's
been
umpire
around
for.
for a long time.
but he's a legend. He'll be missed. And I want to mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. Good call. Fucking Joe West. Definitely one of those guys
What do
who
they call him?
doesn't take any
What do they
shit.
call him? The Cowboy or Cowboy Joe West?
Something like that, yeah.
I feel like Kruk and Cowboys call him like Cowboy Joe West or some
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah, definitely don't take no shit from nobody.
I don't take no shit. We need a soundboard.
Yeah, we do.
We'll get there.
Brewers got a runner on.
Uh-oh.
All right. Will Smith has been a little suspect this year.
Oh, this is it for the
This
Brewers.
is it, yeah.
They gotta do something here.
Yep. All right, let's move on to some
Actually,
college-
one thing I wanted to mention real quick about the playoffs,
Yeah,
is,
go for it.
which I didn't know, but extra innings in the playoffs, they don't have the runner on second,
Correct, yes.
which I think is great.
Yes. We knew that too.
I mean, I'm sure
they didn't do it last year either.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just
definitely
waiting.
cannot be doing
Clearly,
that.
I'm behind.
Yeah, they cannot
But
be doing that in
they-
playoff baseball.
It's like in hockey when they have
They ditched the shootout for the playoffs.
with no shootouts in the playoffs.
Can't
have
do
it.
that either.
Can't do it. So I like that.
Yeah. So yes, college football, big time weekend this week. Starting off with Iowa, Hawkeyes came back from down 17-3
Yes.
to win 23-20 against number 4 Penn State.
Yes.
Big time Big Ten matchup. Iowa's up to number 2 in the rankings now.
Wow.
Yeah, number 2.
I haven't watched a game of Iowa, but
Their defense is fucking pretty sick.
oh stop.
So wow,
God.
Brewers just tried to bunt, popped it up, one out in the ninth. So
Shit, what time do we have?
fuck, we gotta get to TNT here. All right, we are moving over to Giants baseball.
I was helping out a woman today at work, and she was wearing a Penn State crew neck sweatshirt.
You should have talked shit.
No, I talked to her. I was like, did you go to Penn State? She's like, no, my daughter did. And I was like, oh, I got a couple of friends who are. I was like, I'm kind of an Iowa fan and all that. It was a good game. I don't think she watched, but
Yeah.
she was just wearing the stuff because
Nice. Their daughter goes up.
that. Yeah, but she was like, yeah. She's like, my daughter was there when Joe Paterno was there, and I was like, ooh, oof. You're the, oof. I didn't say it. I thought
Yeah.
ooh, Joe Paterno.
What about Sandusky?
She didn't say anything about Sandusky.
Sorry.
But Iowa, I mean, have you watched any games?
Yeah, I actually watched pretty much most of this game. Actually, I didn't get to see the very end when they scored the go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, great game. Their defense is sick. They have had 11 takeaways over the last 2 games.
I have one problem with this game in particular, which I've mentioned in our group chat.
Sure.
So Iowa, who was ranked 3, Penn State, who was ranked 4. Iowa's fans rushed the field after they won.
Oh, I know. Well,
And
so I thought I saw that too, and they were favored in the game too. I saw that too. I was like, that is a little weird, but at the same time,
I mean, it's a big
that might
game.
be the biggest win in their
It is
program in the last 20 years.
I just feel like when people rush the field, it's either a huge upset or
right.
it's
or like a championship or something like that.
yeah, like if Iowa was 4 and Penn State was 3 and they won, then I'd be okay with it.
Right.
To me, I was just like, it's kind of cringy.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing though about games like that or situations where you rush the field. It's like, does it have to be an upset or can it just be a huge win?
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They're probably drunk. 'Cause it's a huge game.
Right.
So just okay. But you know what I mean, though.
Yeah. No. I totally hear you.
I was like,
I thought the same thing. I was like,
I had to like reread to see what the rankings were, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
'Cause
I'm
sometimes
with you.
it's one of those like, act like you've been there before, but Iowa really hasn't.
Hasn't.
So
Like I've never seen Iowa this far into the top 10.
yeah. I mean, they were decent when they had what's his face.
Stanley. They were always a top 25 team,
Yeah.
but they weren't great. They would generally find a way to choke out a game.
But I would love to do, and we've talked about it. Me, you, Garrett, Ashley,
Go to a game.
go to a fucking
That would be awesome,
game.
yeah.
Like in Iowa.
That would be sweet. Student play like Ohio State or some shit like that, or Michigan.
That'd
be
be
sweet.
sweet.
All right, so another great game, Oklahoma and Texas, the Red River Showdown.
I caught the last like 2 minutes of this game actually. This is
So-
the only lick of college football I watched all weekend.
Yeah, so I woke up and this game was already in full swing, and I'm like, Rattler got pulled from the game. It's 28-7 right now.
And I don't know who it was, but dude, or
Caleb Williams, he's one of their. He's a highly touted recruit. First pitch of the game for Walker Buehler in the dirt, by the way. Highly touted recruit, and they were chanting his name actually a couple weeks, or it might have even been last week,
yeah.
even though Oklahoma won. But yeah, Rattler had a couple turnovers early. They took him out. Caleb Williams came in and led the comeback from down 28-7 early.
And our, he's probably listening, but our good friend Nick Warren
Was at this game.
was at this game, and he told me he was
left.
really close to leaving, and I know I'm happy, and I'm sure he's happy that he didn't.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, it was still 38-20 at half, so they were not looking great, even though,
And I think he texted me saying that the weather was terrible and his girl wanted to go because it was hot, and I get it. Or it was hot. It was like muggy and hot.
I think that's their 4th consecutive year as a couple going to the game.
That's awesome.
That's
I love
pretty cool,
that.
yeah, it's a good tradition.
I'm just really glad that Nick didn't leave.
Right.
Because I know how Nick gets when it comes to like his sporting teams.
Sure, yeah, he
being
loves
his sports
swinging.
teams.
Yes.
He's like one of the bigger. I love you to death, Nick, but he's one of the biggest pessimists when it comes to sports. Because I'm the same way. But he gets down on his teams
Really quickly. Just
quicker than anything.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. I'm happy for him with this. And it's always Boomer Sooner. It's always nice when they beat Texas.
Right. So yeah, huge win for them. OU ended up with 662 yards of offense.
It's outrageous.
That's some Big 12 football.
Yeah.
So yes, they ended up winning 55-48, I believe was the final score. So yeah, big one there. Ole Miss and Arkansas. I don't know if you saw the highlights of this game. This game was wild. This game was back and forth all day long. Arkansas actually had a chance to tie the game. They did score a touchdown to bring it in 52-51, but they went for 2 at the end of the game and failed on the 2-point conversion attempt to go for the win. But,
Where was this 52 points against Alabama? You needed
right.
that. You needed those points against Bama.
Yeah, Arkansas ain't no Bama.
No.
But we will get into Bama here right now, actually. Bama goes down to Texas A&M at home. Or no, this was in A&M. My bad. Ooh, Darren Ruff driving one. Oh, that's caught. So, yeah, Texas A&M with the upset, game-winning field goal.
Also,
as time expired.
Our friend
James was at this
James
game.
and JT.
JT,
And then there was somebody else. I think.
Blake.
I've never
Yeah.
met him, but
Yeah.
I think you have. But
Yeah, Blake's been in Napa actually.
what are the odds that two of our or a couple of our
We
good
had
friends
huge
were
football
huge
games this week. Yeah.
That's really cool.
So yeah, big win for A&M.
So Alabama has to have. They have a little bit of a cushion, but they can't lose another game.
If they lose again, they won't be in the playoff. I
No.
don't think. The only way is if there's more madness around college football.
Yeah.
You know, they could maybe sneak in as a 2-loss team over a 1-loss, maybe Oregon team that moves themselves back into the conversation.
But you think Georgia's better than Alabama?
I think you can make the argument. I mean, Georgia obviously hasn't lost yet. They're going to be playing a big game this week, but
I'll tell you this much: they like seeing Alabama go down.
oh, 100%. I think if Georgia can get themselves all the way to the SEC championship game, where they would, potentially face Alabama
Mhm.
undefeated.
Yeah.
That would probably still lock them into the playoffs.
Yes, absolutely.
I think.
If they're undefeated going into that game.
And they just lose to Bama and play a decent game at least, I think they'll probably still be in the playoff.
So
they're-
you're saying if they lose to Bama, they can still go in,
right.
even if Bama still has one loss.
Correct. Yeah, I think because that would probably put both of those teams in the playoff.
Oh, okay, I see what
Yeah.
you mean. I thought you meant the other.
I think if Georgia lost the SEC championship game and that was their one loss and it was to Alabama and they at least played a halfway decent game,
Yeah.
I don't see how you could leave them out. Especially because there's only like 5 or 6 undefeated teams that really have a shot at this point from other conferences. So yeah, I think Georgia's kind of in the driver's seat as long as they keep the foot on the gas pedal. So yeah, our top 4 now is Georgia, Iowa number 2, like we said.
That's crazy.
Cincinnati is number 3.
Is that Iowa flag still hanging up in the garage?
Iowa flag is still here.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Cincinnati's.
Cincinnati is number 3 right now. Who would have thought? Now, are they really the 3rd best team? We'll find out.
Yeah,
But that's pretty crazy. I don't think they've probably never been that high in their history.
And these aren't like the college football playoff rankings.
Correct.
Because they don't do that until later on.
Yeah,
in the
they went to
season.
like the 9th or 10th week, something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
And then this is the AP poll, and then we have Oklahoma at number
Oklahoma, I swear, is always
1. Always in the conversation.
flirting with that top. Always in the top.
They're
three.
always between
Always.
number 3 and number 6.
Yeah. They always are.
Yeah. So they're right there again. What do you know? Next week, biggest game, the only really big game is Kentucky, number 11, 6-0, heading to Georgia.
Do we know?
Looking for a big upset.
Do we know what the spread is on that?
I feel like it's 23.5 in favor of Georgia.
Wow.
So I think that tells you that Kentucky, they're not really the
They're
11th
going
best.
to get stomped.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe not though.
We'll see. Yeah.
Georgia's going to. I would think Georgia's still going to win that game.
I would put my money on the money line for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not the spread. That's a big spread for an undefeated team, but we'll see. You never know.
You never know.
So Giants went scoreless in the first. We are heading to the bottom half of the inning, and we're also moving on to NFL football.
Yes, we are.
Your Cowboys staying hot. What do you think?
I take this game with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
Is that what they say? Yeah. They won this game by 24.
Did you watch?
No, I was at Rush River Brewing,
That's right.
but I would have watched.
You
And
didn't need to watch though. They won by a lot.
I like that.
Did you see any highlights? I don't think I even seen it. I saw it.
The 3 things I saw were Trayvon Diggs, who has 6 interceptions.
You got another one?
Yeah,
Jeez.
in 5 games. And real quick, I want to mention that. So, 6 interceptions in week 5, or it was week 5.
Yeah.
That is the most by a Cowboys player in 14 years, and it's only week 5.
Most in one season.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, getting 6 picks in one season is pretty big.
Let alone
Like
5
Yeah.
5 games.
it wouldn't be shocking to see a guy lead the league with like 7 or 8, and he's already
Yeah.
at 6.
I mean, let's hope he hits 10. I'm not gonna get too crazy.
I mean, honestly though, picks are great. Like
Yeah.
there's a turnover,
Yes.
but that's not how you would define. I don't think
A
necessarily
great- yeah.
great defensive player.
Like I'd rather nobody throw it on his side.
Right. Like
Yeah.
that tells you something.
Yes, exactly.
As much as anything,
The 3 things I saw was that he got that interception, Daniel Jones got cracked,
Did he?
and Saquon's ankle had a fucking softball in it because he rolled it.
Yes, he
back.
did roll that shit. Yikes.
So my biggest takeaway, like I said, or what I was gonna say is, the Cowboys won this game, but they had no Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley.
Fair enough.
I know it's part of the game, but I'm not gonna put too much
Oh
stock
my
into
god! Did you see that strike call?
it. No.
That thing was not even close to the strike zone. He called it a strike. But we'll take it.
Yes, like I said earlier, if it's for your team, you'll take it.
Yeah.
Cowboys are playing well. I think they're getting close to being a
Uh-oh.
somewhat contender.
I think the Cowboys are.
Somewhat contender.
I think they're about as good as it gets in the NFC.
Besides-
Sans the Cardinals and
Yeah.
Cardinals, Rams, and Buccaneers. I would maybe, but they're right there. They're knocking on the
They're good.
doorstep.
They're good. I'm feeling it's nice. It's been
Yeah.
a long time since I felt this way. Dak is playing at a borderline MVP level.
Dak's playing
Zeke
great.
is
Zeke's fine. Yeah.
Zeke's
Can't-
playing
no
good.
complaints.
I think he had another 100-yard rushing game.
No
on Sunday.
complaints there. Yeah.
So it's not really complaining. Always love Victory Tuesdays.
Final in Atlanta, 5-4. Braves are moving on to the championship series.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Hopefully the Giants will be playing them.
Yes, sir.
Your 49ers
Took a loss. They did.
took the loss.
You know, very
I was
encouraging.
I was able to watch some of this game because it was on at the Brewery.
Gotcha. I will say very encouraged by the defense. I think this defense played better than any defense has played against the Cardinals this year. That's probably their most impressive defensive performance this season too. I think they held Arizona to like just over 300 yards.
Which is saying something because they're undefeated and Arizona's a good team.
Yep,
They are.
absolutely.
They're obviously the only undefeated team in the league still.
Yeah. I think Arizona's been averaging like 440 yards of offense, and they held them like 308 or something like that. So I think that was impressive in its own right. Offensively, Trey Lance got his first start, so
And he might be.
it was a little choppy. Yeah, he did get hurt.
high
Sounds
ankle
like
sprain.
I think it was a knee sprain, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I have to double check that.
Luckily for you guys, you're on a bye week this next
Yeah,
week.
so we do have a bye week. See if we can, maybe reevaluate that situation.
And maybe Jimmy G will be able to come back.
Yeah.
Not saying you necessarily want that.
Yeah, I
Niner
think-
fans necessarily want
I'd
that.
rather see Jimmy G than anybody other than, if Trey Lance can't play, I'd obviously rather see Jimmy G than anybody else.
Yeah.
But right.
But if Trey Lance can play, you want to see Trey Lance.
I'm ready to just let Trey have the wheel.
Okay.
I
I don't blame him. Just let him.
I will say they moved the ball fine. Oh, Dodgers are.
Gonna score a
Hitting
run.
gaps.
Gonna score a run right here.
Shit. Just like that. 1-0 Dodgers. All right.
Jesus.
That's fine. We're good. Vibes are still all right. Yeah, I think the Niners moved the ball fine. They had penalties that screwed up drives at times. They got stuffed on the 1 yard line on
did
fourth down. So they got 0 on that possession. Trey looked fine. He was a little bit erratic throwing the ball, but his ability to get outside the pocket was clear.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that Niner fans will love to see going forward. So yeah, even though they lost, losses are never good. Yeah, I don't have too much complaints about what I saw.
It just sucks because it's gonna hurt your guys' chances on being division winners.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you've given up on that already.
I don't see the Niners winning the division. A playoff appearance looks, unlikely, but still, I guess possible if things turn around a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not as disappointed as probably a lot of Niner fans.
Okay. Yeah. You sound pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. So I'm way too focused on the Giants game.
I know. It's okay. You're fine.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are starting out by hitting it. They're making contact.
Yeah, I'm making contact. DeScalani's not really a strikeout pitcher. So.
When does Kapler pull him? Or is it?
I think if he rights the ship here a little bit, I think he'll get. Yeah, I hope he can get into the 5th inning at least. Yeah. That's what we need.
Now we just need the Giants to get runs.
Yeah,
or
absolutely. DeScalani has struggled quite a bit against the Dodgers in his career, so even this year included. But Max Muncy's not in the lineup, and Max Muncy's been one of those guys that's killed him. So
Max Muncy just kills the Giants in general. It seems like,
he sure fucking does. Yeah, he hit 8 home runs against the Giants this year. Did you know that?
I'm not surprised.
8 in 19 fucking games. That's just.
I always told you he reminded me of Adrian Gonzalez.
He might even be more dangerous than Adrian Gonzalez. All right. I don't really have anything to say about the Raider game. They did lose to the Bears 20-9.
Yeah.
Biggest news out of Raider camp though is John Gruden has decided to resign.
He's done
After some emails that he sent over the last between 2010 and 2018 or something like that.
which were like what, misogynistic,
Yeah.
homophobic,
Yeah, some emails were leaked that were offensive.
racist.
All of the above. Yeah.
And there was also racist ones that he did in 2011,
Yeah.
which is this. It's
when the first one came out, I was like, okay, he might just try and eat the media or whatever. It might be all right, but then more shit came out. I was like, I'm not surprised. He's gonna have to step down.
You gotta respect John Gruden for doing that, like stepping down.
Yeah, because he really didn't have to if you think about it.
Because the Raiders probably still would have kept him if he didn't do that.
I think so.
Or maybe Mark Davis maybe wouldn't have kept him anyways, but I don't know.
Very possible. Yeah, I don't think he really had to necessarily, but he didn't want to be a distraction. So
Yeah, this for me comes as such a big shock because when I think of the Raiders, like John Gruden to me is kind of like he's the Raiders.
He is the Raiders.
He's Raider
yeah.
Nation kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got
And
them.
it just, I've heard this from many people already, and I think it just tells you that I mean, John Gruden seems like he's kind of a piece of shit based off his emails and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But some people think these things and also don't say them in emails and stuff.
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway is if you feel this way,
Don't put it on paper.
Don't put it on wax.
No.
Don't put it on anything. You
Yeah.
gotta just keep your fucking mouth shut.
That doesn't necessarily make them a better person, but if you're not wrong at all.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's
it's a shitty situation. And the one thing too is that I feel like it's probably true, and it's unfortunate, is that a lot like in I feel like football, I don't know why, but I feel like football has this vibe of, there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes that is not good. Like even Iowa football is having this issue right now,
Really?
where their culture has been considered racist, and like their coaches are under heat right now.
yeah. Well, you gotta
And
think.
that doesn't shock me at all.
Well,
I mean,
I've also heard things about how Deshaun Watson is still on the he's like technically still in the Texans,
Yeah,
but he's and he's probably arguably done worse than John Gruden has,
yeah,
and he still has a job.
yeah.
You know.
He's still, yeah, you're right. He still does have a job. It's one of those things. It's like, is a guy expendable or not? Another interesting thing I heard today was a kind of a little thing from Keyshawn Johnson on ESPN, about how even back when John Gruden became the coach of the Bucks in 2002, they won the Super Bowl. He kind of like tried to claim the Super Bowl as his accomplishment, and
As Gruden.
yeah, Gruden did, and I guess the GM of the Buccaneers was so fed up with him and annoyed by him that he left in the middle of the next season.
Wow.
That just kind of goes to show you how much of a piece of work John Gruden may really be.
And I'm not sure if Keyshawn Johnson has ever talked about Gruden like this, but like, I mean, it just seems a little too like convenient.
It is a little convenient.
Convenient that he started doing this right now.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you talk about this with Gruden back in 2002?
He wasn't afraid to mention that he was grateful the fact that
Okay.
Gruden was able to help them get over the top. So
Okay,
he,
gotcha.
he wasn't
Okay.
just gonna.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, he wasn't just gonna sell somebody out just because he could.
Got it. Okay.
But I think that was pretty valuable information that he provided, because he was in a situation where John Gruden was the coach of his team. So yeah, no, I do see what you're saying though. It did seem a little easier at that point.
Like kick him while you're
he's
down.
yeah.
Like, why don't you be like that one guy who opens his mouth before anybody else does about John Gruden?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
But it's
But he wasn't saying anything like, "Oh, he did racist things back then." He was just saying, "This is how it was." Like,
Yeah. got it.
this guy just was already a piece of work.
Yeah.
That doesn't. Like, the sad thing is, like I said, it doesn't really shock me anything that's happened in the situation. It's unfortunate, but the reality is there are shitty people out there. And there are people that get away with things at the same time as well.
No question. It's almost like the higher power you are, the more you can get away with.
Yeah. But it is. I mean, I hate to bring people down, but it is nice when the truth comes out.
Yeah.
Don't let people get away with shit that they don't deserve to.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm over that. What about you?
Yeah.
You
A few things I want to mention were, you see the Cowboys released Jalen Smith,
I did. That was crazy.
which came.
I mean, I know he wasn't really starting anymore, but
He wasn't playing very well, and he wasn't starting, and I think the Packers picked him up,
I did see that they were looking at him. I didn't know that they.
or I
actually-
think, or maybe they didn't.
Yeah.
Something like that, but he was good for a little bit. It's just he had a huge contract with the Cowboys, and the Cowboys let him go, which I heard.
Yeah, so they're not saving any money by doing this.
No.
Is from what it
But I
sounds.
heard Colin talk about it, and he really liked, and I kind of agree with after listening to him that the Cowboys aren't holding on to it for too long.
You're right.
Like they know he's not good or as good as he was.
Yeah.
They're letting him go.
Yeah. No, I think that is big for a franchise to be able to realize, maybe we're paying this guy, but we need to realize that he's not going to be a part of this team. He doesn't need to be here.
And I think the Cowboys are like, wow, Micah Parsons, he's pretty good.
Yeah. And Leighton Vander Esch is kind of coming back to
Yeah,
being, the stud that he was right out of college.
exactly. Also, the Patriots released Stephon Gilmore.
They traded him.
Oh,
I think they were going to release him, but they ended up trading him to Carolina. So yeah, So Carolina agreed to trade. It was 6th round. I didn't realize, for one, that he was actually 31 already, which is kind of old for a cornerback. And two, that he was, valued so low as a 6th round trade acquisition.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I forgot he was on the Bills.
I guess I didn't realize that either.
Yeah.
I thought he was a lifetime Patriot.
No, he was on the Bills before the Patriots.
So yeah.
It just came as a surprise. Like I knew he wasn't playing, but he was still
And he's eligible.
considered top still.
Yeah, a couple of years ago he was the guy.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, great, good pickup for Carolina though.
Yeah.
I think he's eligible to come back week 7 if I'm not mistaken, because he's on the PUP list.
Okay.
Physically unable to play.
Also, I had a bold prediction a few weeks ago that the Patriots versus the Buccaneers game was going to be the most viewed.
You were really damn close. So I don't think you should be back.
okay.
No, I don't think unless you want to take a shot, but
I kind of do.
you do want to take a shot.
Well, not because of that, but just in general.
Just you want to be honorable.
I mean, so the Patriots versus the Buccaneers that happened last or 2 Sundays ago.
Yeah.
I said that it was going to be the most watched game in Sunday Night Football history.
Correct.
And of course, you had to screenshot.
I just happened to find it. And I was like,
I thought you were looking for it.
Or maybe I did look. I can't remember.
Well,
but
anyways,
yeah.
it doesn't matter. But it actually was the second most watched,
which was pretty good.
which was behind, kind of surprisingly, a Cowboys verse. I think
It was a Giants Cowboys
Giants
game.
Cowboys Week 17 for the division game. I think.
It was. Yeah.
And I think I watched that game.
There was a knock.
And
KB.
And I think I watched that game.
Yeah.
And I think the Cowboys lost that game.
Yeah.
But
They did. I remember that game.
okay.
I remember that game because I was playing in the fantasy football championship of our league.
Oh,
and,
Romo took a
and
knee.
Romo was on on my opponent's team, and it came down to the interception they threw late in the game, and he went from leading, and my opponent went from leading to down by like 1 point because of that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
Anyhow,
I was close.
you were close.
That's pretty damn
That's
close.
why I don't really feel like you need to be punished, but unless you want to be punished.
Actually, no way.
You like getting whipped? All right, we got Chris Bryant on first base, 1 out. Lamont Wade up to the bat. I'm feeling good about this at bat. Lamont needs to. Lamont needs to make some noise.
Yeah.
He can't be, Willie Mack Award winner and just do nothing in the playoffs. It's not allowed.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to
Our picks.
yes.
Yeah.
Almost.
You are so ready to talk about some boxing.
Almost jumped the gun. Yes.
So let's just make our pick. We'll do a little Week 5 recap. So we both lost our Cleveland Browns versus Chargers pick, which was looking really, really good.
Close.
The Browns were up by 14 at one point.
I actually have a Brown stat that you're gonna want to hear.
It's probably going to be horrible but hilarious.
So the Browns scored 42 points on Sunday,
You sure?
and they had 532 yards with 0 turnovers. They are the first team in NFL history, including the playoffs, to lose when having either 40 points and 0 turnovers, or 40 points and 500 yards with 0 turnovers.
So they completely botched that game defensively. I thought the defense was going to be what won them the game, and they gave up 47. And credit to Justin Herbert, the guy's he's a badass.
He might be the best quarterback in the AFC West right now.
He and Josh Allen and those guys, and Patrick Mahomes, they all kind of look the same.
And Lamar Jackson had a game last night.
He did have a huge game. Well, my Ravens are looking okay. They're looking all right.
I feel pretty good about my Super Bowl pick. Bills, Packers.
Bills look really good too. I'm high on the Bills right now.
Yeah.
They might be number 1 in my power rankings.
Which we're doing.
There we go, Lamont. Hey, right on cue. Right on cue.
Just send that bitch. Nice from Chris Bryant. So for my picks, I'm picking.
Well, let's recap the rest of our week. You had Buffalo beating Kansas City, and you got that.
Yes.
And then I had New Orleans beating Washington, and I had that.
Okay.
So you were 3-7 now. I'm 4-6. Your week 6 picks are.
I have Pittsburgh over Seattle.
Okay.
And
what's
I have,
the spread on that?
It's is it minus or plus 4.5? So
Pittsburgh is favored.
So it's
They're
minus
4.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think without Russell Wilson playing for Seattle, I know Pittsburgh is stinky. They suck.
Yeah.
But
I thought about that game too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're
so
on the same page.
I'll take that.
Okay.
And then I'm taking Buffalo again. I'm taking Buffalo over the Titans.
By what's the
Five
spread?
and a half.
5.5. I thought about that one.
Buffalo is looking good.
Yeah, they look.
Buffalo
I mean,
is-
Josh Allen's just doing Josh Allen things.
I know a Buffalo fan, and she's real happy.
My picks are going to be Carolina +1 versus Minnesota at home.
So they're not. So they're not favored.
They're not favored. I'm kind of surprised that they're not. I think right now the line is kind of dependent on Christian McCaffrey playing, but I'm betting on him playing and having a big comeback week. So I got Carolina over Minnesota, and then I'm taking your Cowboys.
Yeah.
-4 on the road against New England. I love the way that Cowboys offense is playing. I don't think New England can keep up, to be completely honest.
The only thing I'm worried about, Bill Belichick. He's a defensive guru.
Yeah.
We know this.
Yeah, I think that's a very understandable reservation to have. But
And I think it's in New England.
it is in New England. They have not been consistent this year, and they got to win this past week, but I don't trust them to win again, or even be competitive, to be completely honest. So I'm going Cowboys -4.
Do you want to see me? You want to see me next week if the Cowboys win 5 straight? Do you want to see me? Are you sure?
Not really, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let you have the floor. Right
All
now.
right. So this past Saturday was Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, and this was a hell of a fight. You weren't able to watch it. 'Cause
I
you were
wasn't.
working.
saw
I had
some highlights.
I had the privilege of watching it over at Jeremy's house. He bought the fight, and I appreciate him for inviting me, and I was able to watch it with him, my dad, and other people as well.
There you go.
Because we watched the second fight last February, whenever it was, like February of 2020.
Sure.
Because the third fight also got postponed. Yeah. This was the third fight. I think the first one they drew, it was a draw.
Correct.
Fury won the second one, and then Fury won the third one. So there's not going to be a fourth fight.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I was kind of thinking, conspiracy wise, there might have Wilder win, so it could be a fourth fight because it still would have made a ton of money.
Yeah.
But I would say throughout this whole fight, Fury had him.
Yeah, that's what it kind of seemed like.
There was I think it was in the fourth or fifth round where Fury did go down.
Is that right?
Yeah. But it was weird because before that, Wilder was getting his ass kicked.
Is that right?
And I thought he was going to go down early. And then all of a sudden Fury goes down, so it kind of seemed weird, like it was kind of staged.
threw it out of balance a little bit, yeah.
But fifth through 11th, when Wilder got knocked out, because he did lose and got knocked out in the 11th round, he was
sleepy,
sleepy, walking. Yeah,
woozy.
He's a flat-footed fighter. I don't know how he went this long without getting exposed.
Yeah, I wonder if I don't really know his history that much.
I don't
Maybe
either.
he's just fighting chumps.
But it just you can just tell. I was watching other people, and this one guy who likes to watch fighting, like UFC. And
sure.
He was kind of saying the same thing. Like, this guy, flat-footed, doesn't seem like
He kind of seems to just be a haymaker.
He's a haymaker.
Yeah.
He's like a wannabe Mike Tyson.
Yeah. But he's just not that good of an all-around boxer.
And Tyson Fury, he picks him apart. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he owns him.
Yeah.
He owns this guy. There's not gonna be a fourth fight. If there was a fourth fight, I'd probably still watch, but it's pointless.
Yeah.
I want to see him I want to see him fight. Maybe Anthony Joshua, just because it'd be a sexy fight.
That's what I'm thinking. That maybe Anthony Joshua needs to convincingly beat
Wilder,
and then set up a fight with Fury. That's the only way I think that happens.
So this was one of the better boxing fights or matches I've ever seen.
Is that right?
I think it is. I think it was great.
Slugfest?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, because
boxing is struggling for sure too,
Yes.
so that's good to hear.
And I think that was one of the bigger boxing matches in recent memory because heavyweights we've talked about. Heavyweights are the best,
more
the best
exciting.
fights to watch.
Yeah. Bigger chance of a knockout, so definitely.
There's one thing I wanted to mention too was fucking Jake Paul apparently said that he.
Oh my god.
Jake Paul said that Tyson Fury has now earned the right to fight him in a.
Oh my god.
And that's just
dude. Tyson Fury would put him in the fucking.
It's just
ground.
As you would say, Jake Paul's a clown.
Yes, he's very clownish. That's hilarious.
But it was a great fight. If anybody who's listening watched it, they know.
Yeah.
And I want more good boxing.
I'm with you, man. Boxing.
I love boxing.
Boxing is cool. I like boxing too because it's you're just minding money in your hands.
UFC's more sexy and it's way more popular.
It's a little rough though, man. It's just I don't know what it is.
I'll still watch it, but I love watching. I don't know why. I just love watching boxing.
I think it's a little more fair. Like you're just going.
I don't know if it's because I used to love.
Get down. Damn. Sorry.
I don't know if it's because I love watching Rocky or anything growing
Right,
up.
yeah, Rocky's pretty classic.
Boxing's sweet.
Yeah.
That fight was awesome. And I appreciate Jeremy for letting me to come over and watch it.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait. Also, one more thing. A little bit of a joke. So Tyson Fury came out to "You Shook Me All Night Long" by AC/DC, and as you know, I'm not really a big AC/DC
yeah,
fan. I think
right.
they're kind of butt.
Yeah.
They're classic. They're legends.
Well, that's a little Aussie connection, right? Isn't he Australian?
He's like Irish or.
I thought he's not Australian.
I don't know for sure.
I could be wrong.
So he came out to that, and I made a joke as he came out to AC/DC because I just, they're kind of just cliche rock. To
Sure.
me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They're very.
I'm like, oh, he's come out to AC/DC. This fight's over. he ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna win. That's just me being an ass.
Yeah.
So prove me wrong.
Yep.
I wanted to mention that. So, shout out to Tyson Fury because he looks like a straight up plumber out there fighting. Does not have the body for it, but
Yeah, he is flabby for sure. All right. So NBA season starts, like we said, in exactly 1 week, and we will have our predictions in exactly 1 week.
Are we gonna do just playoffs, or like we're gonna do standings and then
We can
playoffs?
talk about it. We can talk about it.
We'll
Yeah,
talk about
we might need to simplify things a little bit
Okay.
for the sake of the crowd.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll have our predictions next week. You hear Ben Simmons has reported the 76ers camp.
I did hear that. Yes.
Kind of surprising,
Yeah.
but after all that's gone on.
So Kyrie Irving.
And Kyrie Irving's just being Kyrie. This dude's a fucking idiot. I know we've known that he's an idiot, but he's just further.
He's a different dude.
He's different. I hate to
This
to be
is gonna hurt.
too
I think
judgmental.
this is gonna hurt the Nets' chances of winning the championship.
I think I think if they just knew they wouldn't have him at all, it would be okay.
Because
That'd be
they wouldn't
better
have
for
they
them.
wouldn't have that in the back of their mind.
Like, oh, we need Kyrie.
Yeah.
But if he's like, half and half, only playing road games or whatever, which would be fucking weird, by the way. I think that would fuck them up.
Because he's not eligible to play because in New York you have to be vaccinated.
Correct. Which I've also figured out something odd about this whole situation is that he could play road games, and if there was like, say Bradley Beal is also another guy who apparently is not vaccinated.
Yeah.
He could come to New York City and play a game in their arena and not be vaccinated.
And because he's not only
Because he's from a visiting team, they've made that rule for whatever reason. I don't understand why that is.
That's a little strange.
That is really weird. But because I don't know if it's just because Irving is going to be in the arena more frequently. They don't want that to be a factor. I don't know. It's just this whole COVID thing is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's gotta go.
I mean, if I'm Kyrie or me talking to Kyrie, I would say don't be a dumbass. Just get the vaccine. Stop coming up with conspiracies about the vaccine. Just go get it.
That's what KD needs to do.
Yes. That's my first take about it. But the other side is like, yeah, this whole COVID thing, like, why these rules are stupid.
Right.
Just let the guys play. Whatever. But that's all I got about basketball.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I didn't have anything about basketball.
Yeah. The NHL season also starts today, like we talked about earlier. Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay is on, I believe, right now. Probably wrapping up pretty soon. Seattle making their debut on the ice.
Kraken.
The Kraken taking on the Vegas Golden Knights.
What's-
the two newest teams in the NHL?
What's worse, Seattle Kraken or Kraken rum?
I can't say that I've ever had Kraken rum, so
It's not good.
yeah. I will say, like, I've hated on the whole Seattle Kraken.
Are you coming around?
Yeah, whatever.
Huh.
The logo is good. The uniforms are good.
Yes.
So kudos on that.
The team probably won't be. We're not gonna see another Golden Knights type situation.
I'm not predicting that. I think Seattle's probably not a playoff team this year.
Yeah.
But you never know. I didn't think that about Vegas either. So
Vegas.
And
Vegas.
how long-
Vegas
long
seems
we're-
like an anomaly at this point.
they do, yeah. So we shall see what happens there. Sharks are going to be opening at home on Saturday. Kind of weird, starting the season today. Sharks don't play their first game until Saturday, playing Winnipeg. But
Yeah.
whatever. No, the NHL doesn't care about the
The
Sharks.
Jets.
You want to make a prediction about who's winning the cup?
You really catch me off guard right now, but I'm gonna. Did Tampa win it last year?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I'm going back to back. You going 3-peat or what? Oh, Dodgers got a rally going.
I'm gonna go. No, I'm not going 3-peat. I'm gonna go with. I think Vegas is finally gonna get over them.
I almost said Vegas too, but because I hate them so much, I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm going with Florida Panthers. Joe Thornton join the Florida Panthers this year.
You want Joe to get one?
He's getting one this year.
Okay,
He's
I like
having
that. I like that.
age like 40 fucking 9 or whatever the hell he is now.
The real answer to this question is the Sharks.
Yeah, but no. Sharks are missing the playoffs once again. Even though my boy Kitcher, we're buds now.
My boy.
Just kidding.
You're not gonna let that go, are you?
Probably not.
That is cool though.
Yeah. All right, Dodgers got first and third. Nobody out.
Bottom second.
Just Stefani's looking a little sketchy.
Pull him. It's over. Pull him.
It's all right. We're good. Five are still all right.
Yeah, until Taylor hits a bomb right here.
Until he gets into a triple play. Real quick, NASCAR. Kyle Larson, your boy, 7th win of the season.
Let's go.
Just racking up my my terrible bowl prediction. It's just getting worse and
Terrible.
worse.
It's like the worst one ever.
Yeah, it's like the worst one ever. Yeah, he won at the Roval at Charlotte.
The Roval.
Standings now are Ashley 122. You're at 120. You're right on our ass now.
I'm losing.
You're all right though.
I'm looking fine.
Got 4 races
okay.
left.
I might.
Danny at 76, Dylan 74, Alex 67, Garrett 49, and myself, Cool 37. Both my guys officially eliminated.
So you're gonna end up in last place.
Correct, Mundo.
Wow. How do you
Round
feel?
of 8 begins at Texas on Sunday. 4 races left.
Are both my guys still in?
Both your guys, dude. So Harvick crashed near the end of the race.
Yeah.
And that pretty much solidified Keselowski's staying in the playoffs.
Go.
So you're welcome. You're very welcome.
I'm gonna have to get rid of Keselowski next year.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the smart move
Yeah.
if you could. Yeah. So there's that. Time for
Last call.
last fucking call. We got to get out of this room. It's not been good to the Giants so far. Got to get to the good vibes area.
Yeah, the vibes right now, they're not good.
They could be better. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You got anything for the last call?
I don't. I think I remember now.
I don't think so either. All I want to say is
Go Giants.
go Giants. It's,
Hopefully next week when we talk, when you guys hear us,
Yeah.
the Giants will have moved on.
And they'll be, up 3-0 in the Braves. That'll be also pretty sick.
That's the energy that we're here for.
But yeah, go Giants. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else.
We have stickers now.
We do have stickers.
Kind of, not a ton.
Yeah, but we'll be
Yeah.
dishing those babies out.
Dishing them out for
Yeah.
sure.
Pasting them on your favorite, whatever.
I got one on my car, so it's like anyone who's behind me is like, oh,
Who's that?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's Gage.
Oh yeah.
Better than that lame ass license plate frame you got.
That license plate frame ain't going nowhere.
All right. We all set?
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching and listening.
Appreciate it.
We will see you next week with our
Yes.
NBA predictions.
Yes.
Peace.